All right, we're here at Venn Brewing. I'm with co-head brewer Ben Michaels, and we are drinking what today?
This is Lunarising, formerly known as Breakfast Stout.
Formerly known as Breakfast Stout?
Correct, yeah.
It can still be known as Breakfast Stout, right?
Still is a Breakfast Stout.
Okay, so my question is, why a Breakfast Stout?
This is a style that was widely known from Founders Breakfast Stout out of Michigan. So they kind of came up with the name, and the idea was that a lot of the flavors that you're going to get in this beer, so coffee, chocolate, vanilla, are things that you would find typically during a breakfast meal.
Yeah, exactly. So does Founders ever call and say, hey, what the hell are you doing with the Breakfast Stout?
They don't.
No.
Actually, a lot more places are using Breakfast Stout as a style.
Well, it's like, is it a business of parody? Like everybody says, like, I could do that, but a little bit different or a little bit better? Or
Yeah,
whatever.
a lot of times that is what we're going for, is we find something that we enjoy and say, let's take a stab at that and see if we can do it as well or better.
Now this switches out in the summer to Solarizing, which is the white Breakfast Stout? Or
Correct,
White Stout?
yeah, white stout. It's essentially a golden ale version of this beer. So the base malt and everything will be different. Key ingredients that go into the beer are the same.
So what's the base malt of this one that makes it dark?
Maris Otter, roasted barley, Munich. So the addition of the roasted barley is what gives it the color.
And how difficult is it to make a beer like this? Is this, again, a turn and burn, or is this something that takes a little more attention?
It took a few rounds of brewing this to get it to where we wanted it.
I remember it in the beginning because it was like batch number X, and then batch X2, and it was like, this tastes a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a lot of beers are similar in that regard. That they take a while to lock down. You know, we might not be completely happy with the base malt on a first round of it. We change little things here and there until we land on something we're both happy with.
So with this one, how many batches do you have to make before you get to a consistent brew that you can then go through the whole entire winter with?
Yeah, it probably took us 5 or 6 batches to get to a place we were.
So you got to throw out 5 or 6 batches before you get to the.
Yeah. It was little tweaks here and there.
Oh, okay.
You know, there was something a little off about the first one. Maybe we cut back the roasted barley. You know, if you're getting too many of those roasty flavors coming through, where it's blocking maybe the chocolate or vanilla or coffee.
So it's kind of like it's as important as what you leave in as what you take out.
Correct, yeah.
So what do you think people will like about this beer?
If you are a coffee drinker, you're gonna love this.
But can you get caffeinated from it? Because a lot of people come in.
It is caffeinated, yeah.
It's caffeinated?
It's tough to measure the exact amount. You know, we have 7 barrels worth of beer most times, which is about 250 gallons.
Okay.
And it's not a ton of coffee that's going into that, so it would be tough to actually.
You just brew coffee and dump it in, just like.
We're actually using grounds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's a lot of different ways to do that. You can use cold press. You can use whole beans. A lot of times that'll come off as more astringent coffee flavor. So what we do is we actually grind it up in our mill.
Holy crap.
And add it dry. Yeah.
Okay, and this is just like a Rube beer question.
Sure.
From the beginning of starting this beer, how long does it take until it goes into a glass?
Till it's finished?
Yeah.
This one is generally about 3 or 4 weeks.
3 or 4 weeks?
Yep.
Okay. And then lastly, when we're tasting this, what are 3 descriptor notes that you would give it?
I think you got to go with the big ones: coffee, chocolate, vanilla.
I would say coffee. It also tastes. It tastes like it would beat you in a fight.
Yes.
Like it has kind of like a back up off me vibe to it. It has like a nice rough aftertaste. And then the last one, I would say it's like dark chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's definitely that stout backbone behind this beer.
Yeah.
You know, there's roasty flavors there.
Last question: if one were to try to make like pancake breakfast stout, what would you put in there to give it a syrup taste, or is that not possible?
You could use maple syrup.
Put maple syrup.
Maple syrup right into it. Yeah.
Okay. Or are there like hops that would actually accentuate that, or you just got to go with the actual?
I would actually use maple syrup. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay, well, good to know. Well, that is Lunarising Breakfast Stout here with Ben Michaels at Venn Brewing. Cheers. L'chaim. Yeah. We'll cut on that. Let's do one more.
All right.